Hello everyone, welcome. Bong Joon-ho Parasite is not a film about villains and victims. No one is holding a knife at the beginning. No one says, I hate poor people. But that is precisely where the real horror lies. The Park family is not evil. They are polite, they pay their salaries on time, they even seem to care about their staff. But Parasite reveals something far more terrifying than open hatred, comfortable indifference. This is our video essay today. The tragedy in Parasite is not born from hatred, but from the failure of the upper class to see the lower class as fully human. In Parasite, buildings are not just backdrops. Buildings are maps of power. Bong Joon-ho and cinematographer Hong Kyung-pyo deliberately designed every space to show the unbridgeable class divide. Look at the Park family's house. On a hill, floor-to-ceiling windows, sunlight pours in all day, a manicured green lawn, a gleaming kitchen with a fridge full of Perrier, and expensive appliances they never even touch. Now, compare it to the Kim family's house, a semi-basement. Windows the size of human face. Sunlight enters only a few minutes a day. Roaches fly when the lights are turned on. A drunk man urinates outside their window. But the smartest difference is in the lighting. In the Park house, sunlight is an aesthetic element. In the Kim house, lighting is purely technical, cheap, greenish fluorescent lights installed because sunlight alone isn't enough to illuminate the room. The production team described in this way. The Park house has aesthetic lighting, the Kim house has technical lighting. One family enjoys light, one family endures darkness. And then there are the stairs. Parasite might be the film with the most up and down stair scenes in cinema history. Not without reason. Every time the camera moves vertically, social class moves with it. Ki-woo climbs up to the Park house for his tutoring interview. He ascends a hill, passing by tall walls that hide the life inside. At the top, he finds open sky and green grass, two things he has never seen in his slum neighborhood. But notice, every time the Kim family descends stairs, they return to a bitter reality. The most heartbreaking scene is when they run home during a torrential rainstorm. The camera follows them in one long, unbroken shot, down, down, further down, deeper into the city's underbelly, deeper into the pit of poverty. Bong Joon-ho once said about the Kim semi-basement, "You'll still have above ground, so there's still hope and a sense that you still have access to sunlight and you haven't completely fallen into the basement." It is a strange mix of hope and fear that you could fall even lower. That's why stairs are the perfect symbol. Going up offers false hope, going down is certainty. The interpretation we can draw is this: the higher a person lives in this film, the further they are from social reality. And the further they are, the easier it is not to care. Let's talk about smell. This is perhaps the most painful symbol in Parasite, because smell cannot be hidden. Smell cannot be removed with good manners or nice clothes. Smell is a class marker that clings to the skin. What makes this even more devastating is the couch scene. The Park family is lying comfortably in their spacious living room, chatting casually. Mr. Park is talking to his wife and he says, "Mr. Kim has a strange smell, an old smell, the smell of dried radish." He says it with a small laugh, not out of malice. For him, it is just an ordinary observation, casual husband-wife chatter. But for Ki Taek, it is a giant billboard. You are not part of our world, and you never will be. And directly beneath them, literally underneath, the Kim family is hiding under the coffee table, hearing every word that comes out of their employer's mouth. The camera closes in on Ki Taek's face. He's not angry, he's sadder, because he realized no matter how hard he works, No matter how politely he behaves, that smell will always follow him. Director Bong Joon-ho deliberately made smell a central element. Poverty, he said, is not just something you can see, but also something you can smell. And for the rich, smell is the final boundary of empathy. They can pay salaries, they can be polite, but they cannot tolerate the smell. There is also another, more disturbing layer. The Parks are not just repulsed by the smell of the poor, they are fixated on it. During their sex scene, Mrs. Park starts role-playing, buy me drugs, while mimicking lower-class speech. Mr. Park then say he could be aroused if his wife wore the old driver's underwear left behind in the car. This is the fetishization of poverty. The rich feel disgust toward the poor, but at the same time, they use lower-class lifestyle as a sexual fantasy. Poverty becomes an object, once again, not a human being. The Park family is not evil, but they also never truly see the Kim family as fully human. They see a smell, they see a tool, they see a fantasy, but not a human being. Now we come to the film's clearest social critique, the rain. In one night, a torrential rainstorm hits Seoul. And the way the two families respond to the same rain reveals everything about the class divide. For the Park family, the rain is a blessing. The air becomes fresh after pollution is washed away. Their son is happy because tomorrow he can have his birthday party in the garden. The rain looks beautiful through their giant glass windows. Mr. Park and his wife even make love on the couch, enjoying the sound of raindrops as a romantic backdrop. But for the Kim family, the rain is a disaster. Their semi-basement floats, the toilet erupts faces up to the ceiling, all their belongings are swept away, including their daughter's running medal, the only proof that there was once hope in that family. One scene is most devastating. Jessica, the Kim daughter, sits on an overflowing toilet, waist deep in filthy water, lighting cigarette with resignation. Her face is blank, no tears, just absolute exhaustion. Then, cut to the next morning. Mr. Park is hosting a last-minute birthday party for his son in their garden. The sun is out, the grass is still green, everything looks perfect. And then comes the car scene. Ki-taek is driving Mrs. Park somewhere. She looks out the window, sees the rain-soaked street, and says with almost cheerful tone, "Today the sky is so blue and no pollution, thanks to all the rain yesterday," she says to the telephone while Ki-taek driving. The same Ki-taek who just an hour earlier was ankle-deep in sewage water, watching his home collapse. The same Ki-taek who lost everything he owned. The same Ki-taek whose daughter is now sleeping on a gym floor with hundreds of other displaced families. Mrs. Park doesn't know any of that. She isn't being malicious, but that is precisely the point. She is sitting comfortably in a warm, dry car, driven by a man whose life just crumbled, and she is talking about freshness. Bong Joon-ho frames this conversation entirely inside the car. The camera stays close, there is no dramatic music, just two people, one rich, one poor, experiencing the exact same rain, yet living in completely different worlds. For Mrs. Park, rain is a footnote, an aesthetic event, a reason to feel grateful for clean air. And for Ki-taek, rain is catastrophe, a memory of floating debris and broken walls. She doesn't ask how his night was. She doesn't notice his swollen eyes from lack of sleep. She just talks about the party with her friend on the phone. This is what class indifference looks like. Not hatred, not cruelty, just a complete, casual, comfortable lack of awareness. The Park family didn't cause the flood. They didn't destroy the Kim's home, but they also never knew, never asked, never cared to find out. Their world is too comfortable to be disturbed by someone else's reality. The film's title begs a question. Who is actually the parasite here? At first glance, the answer seems obvious, the Kim family. They infiltrate the park house, forge identities, manipulate their employers to get jobs. They are leeches living off the park family's wealth. But let's reverse the question. Who contributes nothing? Who consumes without ever producing? Who lives comfortably while others work for them? The Park family never washes a dish, never cleans the house, never drives their own car. They are completely dependent on their stuff, but they never acknowledge that dependence. For them, servants are just tools that function, and when a tool breaks, they simply replace it. Here lies the greatest irony. The rich are the true parasites. They excessively consume space, resources, and labor without ever giving anything equal in return. The Kim family works hard. They are skilled. Ki-woo can solve university entrance exam problems. Jessica is talented at design and art. Their mother was one national athlete. Their father drives smoothly. They are not lazy, but still, they cannot rise. The system is not designed for them. And when the birthday party night arrives, when chaos erupts, when blood flows, when Jessica is dying, stabbed in Park family's garden, Mr. Park does not see a victim. He does not see a dying human being. He sees that smell again. He bends down to get the car keys. Ki-taek's face is right in front of him, covered in blood, panicked, terrified. But Mr. Park holds his nose, a reflex. That small reflex is the moment indifference turns into violence. Ki-taek grabs the knife and stabs Mr. Park, not because Mr. Park is evil, but because Ki-taek realizes no matter what he does, no matter how hard he tries, he will always be considered dirty. He will always be a smell to be avoided. And in an instant, two families are destroyed. Now we arrive at the final scene, perhaps the most heartbreaking in the film. Ki-woo wakes up from a coma. Jessica is gone. His father has disappeared, hiding in the basement bunker of the Park house, the same space once occupied by the previous housekeeper. The cycle of poverty repeats. Ki-woo is then shown standing on a hill, staring at the Park house from a distance. In his narration, he says that one day he will become rich, buy that house, and free his father. That is the fantasy. Bong Joon-ho deliberately crafted a happy ending that is clearly fake. We know Ki-woo will never be rich enough to buy that house. Parasite has shown us that economic mobility is dead. The Kim family cannot rise no matter how hard they try. The only way they ever got close to the Park family wealth was through lies and deception. In an interview, Bong said he wanted to show that the dream of upward mobility is just a dream. The film's ending is a bitter acknowledgement: those born poor will die poor, those born rich will die rich. But that is where Parasite's forward lies. The film does not give us a comfortable resolution. No hero wins, no justice is served. All that remains is the continuation of indifference and a false hope that keeps people enduring a system that was never on their side. Parasite is not a film about bad people versus good people. This film is a mirror placed in front of us, showing how indifference can become violence, how space and smell and rain can become indelible class markers. The Park family never intended to be evil, but they also never truly saw. They saw a smell, they saw a tool, they saw a sexual fantasy, they never saw human beings. And in the end, indifference kills, not just one person, but hope itself. The question this film leaves for all of us is, in the real world, where do we stand? Are we the ones holding our noses? Or are we hiding under the table, hearing every word? Maybe we are both. Maybe the system has taught us to be parasites to each other. But at least by watching films like Parasite, we can begin to see. And seeing is the first step toward caring.